In 1683, the mighty Ottoman Empire launched a massive campaign to conquer Central Europe. At the center of their ambition stood Vienna. The city was a key stronghold for the Habsburgs. If it fell, the Ottomans could surge into Europe, reaching Venice, Paris, and Rome with little resistance. Commanding the Ottoman forces was Grand Vizier Kara Mustafa. He brought with him an army estimated between 120,000 to 150,000 soldiers. The Ottomans laid siege to Vienna in July. They dug trenches, built artillery platforms, and began pounding the city with cannon fire day after day. Inside Vienna, Count Ernst Rudiger von Starhemberg led around 15,000 defenders, including soldiers, volunteers, and citizens determined not to surrender their home. The walls cracked under the constant pressure. Ottoman sappers dug tunnels beneath the city's defenses, planting explosives to blast holes through the ancient stone barriers. Despite hunger, disease, and the terrifying sound of daily bombardments, the defenders refused to give in. They held on, waiting for help. That help was coming from Poland. King Jan III Sobieski had formed an alliance with Austria and the Holy Roman Empire to save Vienna. This force, known as the Holy League, marched swiftly toward the besieged city. They brought roughly 70,000 troops from various European territories. Among them were the Polish-winged Hussars elite cavalrymen known for their deadly charges and iconic feathered armor that struck fear into their enemies. Kara Mustafa believed he could take the city before help arrived. He refused to retreat or prepare for a counterattack, convinced of his victory. On September 12, 1683, the coalition forces launched a surprise attack from the hills north of Vienna, beginning the battle that would decide the city's fate. The fighting was intense, and the Ottomans were forced to divide their strength across multiple fronts. German and Austrian troops engaged the Ottomans on the flanks. The sound of hooves thundered across the fields like a rolling storm. Jan Sobieski ordered the largest cavalry charge in recorded history down the slopes of the Kahlenberg Heights. Chaos erupted as cavalry tore through the ranks, slashing and trampling everything in their path. Then came the moment that changed everything. Over 18,000 horsemen stormed down the hillside, led by 3,000 winged hussars. Vienna was saved not by walls alone, but by a unified European force and one of history's most dramatic cavalry charges. The Ottoman forces, already stretched and exhausted, couldn't hold their lines. The Ottomans collapsed. Kara Mustafa fled the battlefield, leaving behind his cannons, supplies, and the dream of taking Vienna. The siege was broken. The city had survived the unthinkable. The defeat stunned the Ottoman world. Kara Mustafa was executed by order of the Sultan for his failure. His defeat marked a turning point. One won, one broke. The Ottomans would never again advance so deep into Europe. The tide had turned. The West was no longer just defending. Now it was pushing back. The Holy League launched further campaigns in the following years, reclaiming territory that had been lost to Ottoman expansion for over a century. Vienna became a symbol of resistance. Its survival changed the course of European history and secured a new balance of power across the continent. The Siege of Vienna wasn't just a battle, it was the clash of two worlds, two empires, and two destinies. One city, one charge, one day that saved Europe.